Today we're back here on Madden 26 to rebuild the new look New York Giants. The Giants of course had two top 10 picks after they traded away Dexter Lawrence. They drafted Francis at right guard, and of course they drafted Arvell Reese with their earlier pick. So our job today is try to rebuild the New York Giants and win them a Super Bowl before this rebuild is all said and done. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 83% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed. So if you do fall on that, want to change that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So I do feel as if the Giants will be an interesting team to look out for in the NFC East next year with John Harbaugh leading the way. Of course, Jackson Dart will be in his sophomore season, had some promising signs in his rookie year. I do wonder about Malik Neighbors' health. A lot of people are talking about his knee might be worse than it actually, worse than it was initially expected. I'm not really sure where Odell Beckham is on the depth chart, but we'll see if he even makes the roster. I'm sure he's here somewhere. He's just not showing up. And in fact, if we look at the roster, which by the way, you can check out the roster I'm using down in the description below, but I'm sure Odell is on here somewhere. Yeah, he is all the way down here. So he's just down here at 73 overall. So we'll see if he ends up making the roster or not. But we'll see. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and rebuild the Giants today. First season, of course, we're going to just simulate and see what Madden simply thinks about the Giants. But obviously, the biggest additions for them this offseason was their two top 10 picks with Francis. I think it's Maui Noah is how you say it. I could be saying it wrong, so I apologize. And Isaiah Likely, of course, a big addition at tight end. And then a lot of new wide receivers were brought in. Arvell Reese, of course, their earlier pick. DJ Reader to replace Dexter Lawrence. Colton Hood's here as well. Nubin, Drew Phillips, Greg Newsome, Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Trayman Edmonds was one of their big additions. But anyway, let's go ahead and simulate the year of, season number one. We're going to see how this Giants team does. And of course, we'll act accordingly from there. So let's get to the regular season, simulate to the end of year one, and we'll see if this Giants team makes the playoffs in year one according to Madden 26. So at the end of year number one, we do not make the playoffs. We finish up at 7-10, which is an improvement from last year. But of course, I think the Giants have higher expectations than to be the bottom of the NFC East at 7-10. So we'll have to take a look at the stats to kind of see what potentially happened. So offensively, we were top 15, and Jackson Dart looked like it had a pretty good year, but we'll see on that. And defensively, we just simply weren't very good. So yeah, 37-10 from Jackson Dart, which is a good season. I'll take it. 3 touchdowns, 800 yards from Cam Scat. Slayton, and then Juju and Malik Neighbors. Damn. Okay, so Juju and Slayton had some really, especially Juju Smith-Schuster. Look at that out of nowhere. If he even makes the roster, that is. Isaiah Likely with 5 touchdowns and 669 yards. And then defensively, you did have 10.5 sacks from Abdul Carter, which obviously is an improvement from his rookie season. And then 10 for Brian Burns. And then interceptions, you had 4 from Phillips, 3 from Edmonds. But ultimately, none of this mattered. And then I guess as far as Arvell Reese is concerned, he had 62 tackles and an interception in his rookie season. So that's good. And 3 TFLs. But we simply have more work to do. At some point, I hope we can get Jackson Dart star development. In fact, I feel like he had a decent season that maybe he gets it right now. But I do feel like it's kind of tough sometimes to get certain quarterbacks star dev in Madden. So we'll see if it ends up happening, though. So let's go see who goes win the Super Bowl and all the awards and all that. And we have 45 million. The Seahawks and the Raiders met up in the Super Bowl. So interesting, Clint Kubiak gets to play his former team in the Super Bowl and led his young team there. So you got Bobby Okereke winning Super Bowl MVP 20-7. So Seahawks are back-to-back champions. Stafford MVP, McVay Coach of the Year, Puka Nacua. So the Rams had themselves a great year. And then Myles Garrett as well. So the Rams won every single award. And then the Cardinals Offensive Rookie of the Year. And then Ruben Bain is your Defensive Rookie of the Year. So Jeremiah Love, of course, on the Cardinals. But okay. Do we have any retirements that, stand out to us? So if we look at it, we have a Jermaine Illuminor retiring. So that might result in us moving Francis to right tackle. I guess it just kind of depends on what we can find in free agency to replace Illuminor. But we have 45 million, as I mentioned. So did Jackson Dart get star dev? Let's see. Yeah, love to see that. So already getting him star dev is a great sign. And then Juju, of course, got star dev after that season he just had. So that's good. But Francis, we'll see if we move him to right tackle or not. Likely. There is a morale boost, which I'm a little surprised by with the fact that our record wasn't so good. But Brian Burns, I can't remember if he was just superstar dev last year, but obviously X Factor. Drew Phillips, I'm pretty sure, was only star dev, and he's up to superstar, which is good. But okay, obviously we have the resigning stage now, so let's see what's here. So you have Greg Newsome, Kayvon Thibodeau. I mean, there's been so many rumors about the Giants trying to trade him. I'm surprised it hasn't happened, so I don't think I'll be resigning him. Banks, we can let go. He's been kind of awful for them, honestly. Darnell Mooney, Singletary, Ardarius Washington was one of their additions. We have Javon Holland. Yeah, I'll probably let him go as well. I do want to save this money as much as possible. Runyon, I'll probably let go. Evan Neal, I'll let go. He was a bust as well. Falele, I'll let go. I know Ravens fans love Falele. But anyway, let's just go ahead and let all those guys walk. Kind of surprising, but we are going to go ahead and do that. So 45 million to work with. We'll see what we decide to get in free agency. But the one thing I'm very happy with is that we got Jackson Dart, star dev, obviously. So I think we'll move Francis. So Andrew Thomas. So the only thing we have set in stone is our tackles, which is good because obviously tackles are one of the most important, positions on the offensive line. But I'm going to move Francis to right tackle. And then we are going to have our tackles set with Andrew Thomas and Francis Mauinoa. And then we'll have center, right guard, and left guard to address, which that's probably going to be our main focus in free agency because Slayton and then Malachi Fields, Malik Neighbors, I think that's solid enough. And then Brooks this year as well. We can maybe draft a receiver. So I think that'll be our plan there. Defensively, I like a lot of what we have over here as well. I think I'm pretty set with what we got going on other than addressing the offensive line. So let's go ahead and get started with that. And let's see if there's any offensive linemen to sign in free agency to kind of address that big hole we have in the middle right now, which I'm already seeing Kevin Dotson. So there's definitely some guys to go after. Dotson may be one of our targets with interest being here. And we'll see what else we can grab. So I have only made offers at John Runyon, and then of course you saw the Dotson offer I made, and Lloyd Cushenberry. So Runyon and Cushenberry are just one-year deals, though this will not sway me from drafting offensive linemen, but Dotson will obviously be a right guard we can count on going forward. So we get Cushenberry and Dotson, so that's good. So our offensive line's looking even better with Dotson added to the equation as well. So I really like those two additions. Obviously, Cushenberry may just play for one season here, but we just have him for now. And then we'll go in the draft and see what else we can grab. So let's see. Do we have any extra draft picks? I don't believe we do. Obviously, the Lawrence trade was just a straight up for the pick, I believe. So we have, yeah. So basically, other than not having a fourth, we are chilling here. So let's go ahead and get in the draft. We'll see what we can add. Everything will be on the table, including obviously drafting a guard or even a center on top of that. So let's go see what we can do in this draft. So funny enough, we actually have the 10th overall pick again. And I do think I'm going to be taking Anthony Knapp here. This is just going to give us such a good offensive line going forward. Obviously, we move him inside to left guard, but he's one of the best offensive linemen in this draft. To me, this is a no-brainer, and we welcome Anthony Knapp here with open arms. So Jackson Dart should be absolutely protected. We'll have Dotson, Thomas, Francis. This is going to be one of the best O-lines in football, which is going to be good, obviously, to protect your young QB. So honestly, don't think we couldn't have gotten off to a better start than that. So I really love that pick for us. And then I do want to get Jackson Dart another weapon. I mean, I like Fields and, Slayton, but I don't know how long Slayton's going to be here. Obviously, Malik Neighbors, but Ryan Wingo with elite traits across the board. This just makes a ton of sense. So 56 in True Value, got him at 42. And I'm hoping to round up this draft with a good defensive player in round 3. Since we don't have a 4th overall pick, I think I'm just going to select here at 3rd rounder and call it good. So AJ Harris is an option. We have Chris Cole, Lucky, and then Rod Moore, James Smith. So there, James Smith could make a ton of sense for us. A block shedding, A finesse moves, A power moves. Obviously, we have Chauncey Golston playing at one of the D tackle spots right now. AJ Harris definitely kind of has my attention, but I do think I'm going to settle with James Smith. I think we'll do that. Let me look at Chris Cole one more time, but obviously feel pretty good about what we have at linebacker, but yeah, because Reese and Tremaine Edmonds, while Chris Cole does look like a good prospect, I think we go with the need here in James Smith, or he could come down. Jordan Hall, do you have my attention here? Jordan Hall could be interesting, but I think I'm just going to go with James Smith and hope that he can be a starter for us right away. So that'll be where we settle on this draft, and he is going to be 128 in True Value, got him at 74. It's a B-plus pick, so not the best pick in the world, but I will take it. So let's go ahead and look at the draft recap and look at the lineup in general going into year number 2. So if we look at the draft recap with our $5 million left, so Anthony Knapp is a 77 overall, but as I mentioned, he'll be moved inside to left guard. Ryan Wingo, 74. James Smith was fine, and then Kelby Collins and Trey White. So not too bad getting 2 edge rushers, 70 overall in the last 2 rounds. Sounds pretty good to me. So the only thing I do want to do, obviously, is move Anthony Knapp to left guard, and this should look so much better. They might already put him there. They do. So it says he's a 69 overall, but obviously, if we just move him to left guard, it should change. He might even go up in overall, so we'll see. But yeah, if we could find like a really good center, like if Aaron Brewer or something, I think he actually got extended now I think about it. But like that was the first center that came to mind that sometimes is in free agency. But if we get an elite center at some point, this will be one of the best offensive lines in football, which is what we want. So Ryan Wingo, Malik Neighbors, Slayton, Jackson Dart has Likely, Theo Johnson, Cam Scat, Tracy. I really love this offense. Defensively though, I didn't really like what I saw last year. So I was running Andy Reid's playbook because obviously the Giants brought in, oh my gosh, his name is escaping me. He was the former Bears head coach. I can't think of his name right now, so my apologies, but you guys know what I'm talking about. So I did run Tennessee's playbook, obviously, as well, because of the fact they got the Tennessee defensive coordinator, but definitely was a little disappointed on how they played last year. So I think I'm going to run Pittsburgh's here because I want to get this team in the playoffs in year 2 if possible. So we're going to run Pittsburgh's 3-4 playbook. We'll see, or we could go Seattle's as well. Kind of like that idea. I'm not going to lie. Let's do Seattle's instead. So, all right, we'll roll with this. We'll still stick with Andy Reid's playbook. And then, yeah, so I'm really liking that. But, all right, let's get into the regular season. We'll see if we can have another, solid season with Jackson Dart playing well. But this time, maybe actually make the playoffs. Time will tell. But hopefully we can actually make it this year around. Well, it could not have gone any better in year number 2 because we finished up at 13-4 and are in the playoffs. So, yeah, obviously as the first seed in the NFC, that is fantastic. Are we well on our way to win a Super Bowl in year 2? I mean, the Giants usually do simulate pretty well in Madden, so I'm not really too surprised by this result. But we beat the Cardinals and the Rams back-to-back weeks in the season. But let's take a look at the stats. So offensively, 3rd in the NFL. So another top 10 offense. Jackson Dart continues to play well. And defensively, wow. Okay, so changing to Pittsburgh's playbook really changed things for us. So, or Seattle's, I should say. 40-9 from Jackson Dart. So another good season. 6 touchdowns, 1,200 yards from Cam Scat. Malik Neighbors this time was the number 1. Oh my gosh, who is this guy? Jordan Moore. Interesting. So, I don't even know where he came from. Maybe he was a guy that the Giants drafted in this real life draft. I'm not sure. Anyway, he had a good season as well. Didn't even know he was on the team, but yeah, experience too. So they must have drafted him later or something. I don't know. 800 yards from Likely and then 700 from Darius Slayton. But I really thought Ryan Wingo or obviously Malachi Fields was going to be involved this year, but no. Not at all. But Abdul Carter and Brian Burns absolutely killed it. You love to see this because obviously, like I said, Abdul Carter's rookie season had some moments, but it was kind of disappointing, I would say. But he's been playing well the last 2 years. Brian Burns with 13.5 interceptions. You had 4 from Edmonds, 4 from Colton Hood, 2 from Debo, and 1 from Jack Kelly. So yes, very good stuff all around. We get to rest during wildcard weekend. Do we have any injuries to talk about? Arvell Reese. Ooh, speaking of Arvell Reese. But the good thing is, I think he'll be back because he'll be out for this week, and then maybe he'll miss the next game. But all right, so let's get to divisional. So yeah, I think he'll be out for this next game, which kind of sucks. But we have the Bucs, so let's go take care of the Buccaneers, hopefully. But yeah, I'm pretty sure he's still going to be out here, so we could just look this way. And no, I can't. Why is it not showing up? Sometimes it does. I don't know. But yeah, Arvell Reese is still out. What about the Bucs? Do they have any injuries to take note of? Let's see. Yes, they do. Baker's out. Wow, that's a big one. So we get to play the Buccaneers with their backup quarterback. Who's their backup? Let's see. Not what I wanted. I want to click on depth chart, but I'm really liking what this is looking like. Didn't mean to click on you, Jackson Dart. Hopefully you're up to superstar dev. That'd be awesome. But all right, let's take a look at it actually now. So Buccaneers starting quarterback in this playoff game will be none other than Darian Mensah out of Miami. So it's a rookie quarterback. Hopefully we can take care of them and not lose. We'll find out here shortly. So here we are at MetLife with the Bucs coming to town. There really is no excuses here. We get to play their backup, so we really do need to win this game. We get a 59 missed yard field goal from, there was a better way to say that, but you know what I meant. So 59-yard field goal missed from Joey Sly, and it is 7-0, but the Buccaneers will get back in it by tying it, and we respond with our own touchdown, so it's 14-7. So first half goes to us. We get the ball out of half, and we will go put up 3 to make it a 10-point game. With the Bucs put up their own 3 points to make it a 7-point game, and now they tie it. So the Buccaneers are keeping pace with us. We get a score here, and we will go score to put this away probably. So, their backup did their best, but unfortunately just not enough. We beat them 31-17. So the victory goes to us, and let's go ahead and take a look at these player stats, shall we? So 4 touchdowns, 328 yards from Jackson Dart. And then you had no picks from either quarterback. Like I said, their backup did his best, but Baker being out was obviously huge for us. Not a lot of running from either either running back, but Malik Neighbors had 136 yards and a touchdown. Godwin did his thing. Emeka Ibuka did his thing. Jordan Moore continues to impress as well. Sacks-wise, 2.5 from Brian Burns, 1.5 from Abdul Carter. So our edge rushers got involved, and there was no interceptions. Was there any forced fumbles? No. So neither team drew a turnover, it looks like. But other than that, we're headed to the NFC Championship game already. But Jackson Dart with 4 touchdowns in his playoff debut. So definitely a good start. Let's go see what we get to play in the NFC Championship game now. So now we get to go play the Atlanta Falcons here back at MetLife again with another night game. So hopefully we are able to win just like we beat the Buccaneers. Same division, obviously. So 2 NFC South opponents. And it's going to be 7-7. And okay, so, the Falcons have simulated really well with this new roster, I will say. So don't know what's going on with them, but they do seem to do really good. But we're up 10-7. And it's going to be, okay, we get a big interception for Javon Holland here, and we will go up 17-7. But the Falcons respond with their own touchdown, and it's 17-14. And wow, so we probably had a score there, but we didn't. But we'd go up 24-14, and the Falcons will score here. So a minute 2 left in the clock. All we need is one, one first down, and this game is over because obviously there's only a minute left. So I'm going to start with running it to Cam Scat. Should be able to get some yards for us. Let's see if we can just get a first down and 1 run. And we're pretty close, and he breaks a couple tackles, gets us to a 2nd and 3. So just need 3 yards in 2 plays. Obviously, oh my gosh, why Raheem Morris? I'm gonna say I can't think of names today. Raheem Morris obviously isn't the coach of the Falcons anymore, but let's see if we can go get. Oh my gosh, this might have worked out. Let's go. First down, and that should be ball game. So that'll end it here. We just need to kneel this out, obviously. We'll see if they decide to call another timeout, but Raheem Morris is going to lose, lead the Falcons. We're headed to the Super Bowl in year 2. So let's nail this out. Do they call that timeout? They do not. I'm so glad that Madden fixed that. They used to call those timeouts all the time. Pretty annoying. But I want to go look at these stats for this game because obviously this was a close one. I do wonder if it was Penix or Tua starting. That's also what I'm wondering, but we might find out here in a second. All right, 21-24 victory. 2 NFC South opponents down, and now we head to the Super Bowl. We'll see who the opponent is. It was Penix starting for the Falcons. Both quarterbacks threw a pick. Again, not a lot of rushing from either side. Malik Neighbors, again, with 85 yards and a touchdown, lead the way. Kyle Pitts had himself a good game, got hurt. Likely had a decent game. TJ Moore and then Jordan Moore did their thing as well. Who are the picks from? Javon Holland. Oh, yeah, we saw that one. And then AJ Terrell, of course. And then sacks. 1.5 from Brian Burns. 1.5, or 1 from Tyree Tucker. And that's about it. So not a lot of sacks. Any forced fumbles? Yes, Abdul Carter forced a fumble. Love to see that. But all right, let's go ahead and get into the Super Bowl in year number 2. And let's see if we bring a, Lombardi home early in this video. So this time around, we get to play the 15-2 Cincinnati Bengals, which is obviously pretty ironic because Dexter Lawrence is on the other side. These two teams made a trade with each other, and now we meet up in the Super Bowl. So going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. But we know the Bengals will come in and score a lot of points, so we're going to need to respond, and we'll see what happens here. So we are going to go, 0-0. I thought we were about to go score in our first possession, but they take the lead, but we tie it up. We get a stop at midfield after they miss a 59-yarder, and we don't do anything with the good field position. But we get a stop on 4th down, which is good. And we will go put up 3 to take the lead. So 10-7, but the Bengals take it back pretty quickly. And we will do so as well. It's 14-17. So they miss another 59-yarder. Evan McPherson cannot seem to nail field goals. But I'm going to jump in here because I want to see if I can't put this game away. We're in the Super Bowl. Might as well get a Lombardi while we're here if we can. Let's see if Malik Neighbors just left wide open on this first play potentially. Not at all. And in fact, oh my gosh. I maybe could have gotten that to Malik Neighbors. It would have been tough. Probably should have taken the shot. I got kind of scared, but I didn't. That might have been Dexter Lawrence who sacked us, by the way. I wasn't paying attention. But let's try that again. Someone got hurt. Don't know who. But, oh, it was Dart. That's lovely. I just realized our backup's in now. So let's, oh my gosh. What is our backups overall? That felt horrible. 3rd and 13. Oh my Lord. How I literally just jumped and got Jackson Dart hurt. That's fantastic. Okay, well. Let's see if this guy has a dot thrown on him. So, oh my gosh, that was such a bad throw. He threw that in the, I thought he was going to throw it outside the numbers. Broke it or bruised ribs. Oh, he can come back. Okay, that's good. That possession could not have gone worse. Let's just get out of here. Defense, get the stop. They do. Okay. Let's jump back in and let's just run the football and let's keep Jackson Dart out of the game for as much as possible. Stouts overall might be like a 50 overall, by the way. That's how bad it feels throwing it with them, but we'll see. So Scat's going to get us a decent run. 2nd and 2. We'll take that. Oh my Lord. I'm just going to ride Cam Scat till we can't anymore because wow. That throwing motion feels so slow. I don't even understand how to explain it. But, wow. Oh, my gosh. Wow. If Cam Scat had Jahmyr Gibbs speed, we might have been gone there. But we at least have a field goal in us. That would make it a 6-point game. But obviously, would love to make this a 2-possession game at this point. But who was doing... I don't even know who was blocking right there. But that was some phenomenal blocking. So, but let's keep Dart out of this game for as long as possible. Because we want to make sure he gets into the next game. And again, the blocking is phenomenal. Tracy comes in this time. I'm sure Tracy probably has a little bit more speed in him. Maybe not by much, but we're going to continue to go with him because these blocks. Oh, Lawrence gets there. Tracy still gets his yards, though. All right. So, nice. But now we're going to try to throw it with our backup. Or do we just run it again? I don't know. It's kind of working. Should we really risk this ball in the air right now? Probably not. Oh, my gosh. His speed's not good either. But you know what? Okay. 3rd and 6. I'm going to say that was not a bad throw. Not a bad one at all. But... probably should have just ran the football, but I was curious to throw it with them again. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's see if we can get a first down on this play. Yes, we do have a first down. Yes, and this is a touchdown as well. No, it's not. But we're going to get inside the 2-yard line. Jordan Stout's coming in and playing ball. He's getting it done right now. All right, let's just hand it to Scat until, we get in there. So hopefully our blocking is good again. And he's so close. 1 yard. 6-7 yards in the day. I'm going right back to him. I'm going right back to Scat. They stuffed us there for 1 yard. Just get in there this time, and we're in. Okay, so that's going to make it a 2-possession game. Hopefully we rest Dart for as much as possible. I just realized we're already in the Super Bowl, so even if Dart... Yeah, I don't know why I thought I don't know why I was thinking we have another game after this. So let's see if we can hold on to this. 5 minutes and 11 seconds. I'm going to super sim this possession. So hopefully we can hold on here. And we are going to go down and make it... Ooh, this is scary. But we win. Okay, 27-21. I don't know why I was thinking that whole time we had another game after this, but we won the Super Bowl in year 2. So 27-21. I came in and immediately got Jackson Dart hurt, which was just insanity. But we ended up getting out of there alive and won the game. So that's good. I wonder if Dart played that last possession. I don't think he did. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see. Because we did put up a field goal. But I think it might have been Stout doing that. And yeah, it was Stout. Jordan Stout even kicked the field goal, guys. 46-yard field goal. Do we have a kicker and a punter named Jordan Stout? Or is that our... Oh my gosh, I just realized our kicker, I think, was our backup. Is that what was going on? It was our punter. Oh my lord. And he nailed the field goal. Oh my lord. That's actually funny as hell. I had no idea. That's hilarious. But okay. No wonder why that felt horrible. But he was throwing some dots, man. Low key. We still won though. So let's get to this offseason and try to go again. Hopefully Dark can stay healthy this time. That was crazy. Our punter not only kicked the field goal and he led the team down on the same drive, which is just insanity. But we win 27-21. DJ Reader got Super Bowl MVP. I didn't even get to look at his stats. I was so distracted. But the Bengals, just like the Rams last year, they got the first 3 awards. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor. Defensive player goes to Mykel Williams, Ahmad Hardy on the Titans, and Tutti on the Seahawks gets Defensive Rookie of the Year. But we get a Super Bowl in year 2 already, which is just fantastic. Let's see if we have any retirements this year. We have DJ Reader after winning Super Bowl MVP. That makes sense. I think I can understand that. We got new abilities unlocked on Likely and Drew Phillips. So I think Likely might have went up to Superstar Dev, which is awesome. But let's go ahead and get into next week, and let's see who needs to be re-signed and all that. So $106 million to work with. Malik Neighbors, it's pretty obvious. We got to bring him back, right? He's the number 1 wide receiver here. So bring him back. And then Drew Phillips, I think, has earned himself to stick around with him being Superstar Dev. And then Javon Holland had an interception at one of those playoff games, so I think we keep him as well. So keep him around. I think I might let Paulson Adebo go. Tracy will let go. Nubin was our starting strong safety, wasn't he? I'll bring him back then at 27. Still solid enough. And then we need a new center in free agency, I believe. Slayton I'll let go. Cushenberry will let go. We'll let the rest of these guys go. Why was Chad Ryland? Chad Ryland might have been hurt. That's probably what it was. I'm assuming he was out. That's why he wasn't kicking in that game. That's funny. But okay, let's go ahead and get into free agency. How often does a kicker get hurt? I know it happens, but not very often. But it looked like it happened in the Madden sim. But anyway, so Jackson Dart's now up to Superstar Dev. We need a new center, which we knew. Offensive line's looking phenomenal. Likely's up to the Superstar Dev. Wingo's going to play a bigger role this year. Moore is going to be involved as well. Defensively, Arvell Reese, Tremaine Edmonds, yeah, everything's looking great over here. D-line, James Smith is here. We need another corner. So D-line and corner is what we need in free agency on the defense side of the football. And then we do need a center. So that's probably what we'll be looking for. And another running back if we can. So let's see what's here in free agency to potentially add to one of those positions. Gibbs is here, obviously. Matt Abike, former, obviously, defensive tackle of Harbaugh. So we could try to bring him in. We do need a D tackle. Does make a lot of sense. I might actually just pull the trigger on it. So, yeah. And not often do I get Matt Abike. Can I afford him, though? I cannot. So, never mind. We're not going to do that. So, we're not getting Matt Abike. Instead, we'll spread it around. So, center. There is some centers here. I just realized that. So, Zach Frazier, 27 years old. I've been kind of talking about trying to build the best offensive line possible. And I think we might have it here. So, Zach Frazier will be an addition. D-tackle Matt Abike would have been awesome. But, unfortunately, not going to be able to do that. Kenny Clark could bring him in, I guess, maybe, if we're able to afford him now. So it might only just be bringing in Zach Frazier, but I would be really cool with that. So let's bring in Zach Frazier. Just kidding. The Browns come in, but we still get him. So best offensive line we could possibly build has been built. So we probably need another running back. As I mentioned, somewhere in the draft, that's fine with me. So offensive line is looking phenomenal. And then we need to add a D tackle and a corner in the draft. So let's go ahead and head to the draft and do that. And then we should be geared up for hopefully going potentially back-to-back in year 3. That'd be awesome, but we'll see if we can do that. So I think I'm going to be taking Francis Brew with our first round pick out of Notre Dame. He looks pretty good, so I assume he'll be a solid draft pick here. Oh, wow. Not at all. 101 at Trevide, got him at 32. Yeah, that's a miss. That's a swing and a miss, but I will take the L on that. So let's try to make up for it potentially in round 2 with a corner if there's one available. Or do we trade for a corner? I mean, probably not, but I was eyeing this guy, I will say, in round 1, so I think I'm going to take him here, and hopefully this one will be a better pick. We'll see. 68 true value, got him at 64, so we'll take that, and we'll settle on that, feeling decent about that pick compared to the first one. Do we take another D tackle just in case? Probably not. We've only got normal depth so far, I will say. But I think I'm going to take Colton Vasek here to bring in another edge rusher. So we'll add a lot to the defense. And again, so this draft was a swing and a miss. But all these guys should still be fine to, play right away. I'm going to get out of here so I stop missing on my draft picks. Holy moly, not a good draft for us, I will say. But I guess it's all good. If we look at the recap, we'll see what it looks like. So you had 72 overall, since it could be worse. It could be worse. 74 overall, not bad either. 71, and then we do get a running back, which is, something we did need it. Dean Bishop will play a big role, so that's good. Okay, well, obviously we're coming off winning a Super Bowl, so the goal is to try to get back in the playoffs and defend our championship. 87 overall with a 91 offense, so yeah, I'm feeling pretty solid about probably making it back to the playoffs. I don't see why we wouldn't. We don't even have to be the first seed. Let's just, be a wild card team at the very least. Defend our Super Bowl, and hopefully we can go back-to-back, but we shall see. And at the end of this season, we literally go back-to-back 13-4 seasons, looking phenomenal up top. No league leaders. I don't know if we have it any last year either, but we might have. Offensively, not the NFL, so kind of fall off there a little bit, I believe. And defensively, we're number 1, and we're 9th on both sides. So 38-6 from Jackson Dart, another good year. 8 touchdowns, 1,000 yards from Cam Scat. Wingo with 1,200 yards, 1,000 from Malik Neighbors, 800 from Likely, and then Moore with 780. Defensively, this year did not get any double-digit sacks, which is interesting. Did we miss some games, maybe? Games played? Yeah, not too much anyway. Forced fumbles, we had 4 from Marvell Reese, Edmonds, Darius, and Darius Alexander. The interceptions, we had 3 from Darius as well. So, solid season out of Darius, and Tremaine Edmonds had 6 TFLs. But, okay. Well, of course, once again, we get to rest during wildcard weekend, so let's just go straight to divisional. I do see Dexter Lawrence had 20 sacks in Cincinnati, so what a season from him. We get to play the Saints. I wonder if they still have Tyler Shuck as their, I keep clicking adjust lineup. That's not what I mean to do. But I do wonder if they still have Tyler Shuck as their starting quarterback, because obviously same draft class quarterbacks would be a fun matchup. No, of course not. So they don't even have him anymore at all. Interesting. CJ Carr is over there in New Orleans. But okay, we get to play them. We'll see if we can come out here and beat them and head, maybe hopefully on another road to the Super Bowl. We get to skip wildcard weekend. We're straight here in divisional. Let's see if we can beat the Saints now. We got a rainy day here in MetLife, so this game could be interesting, and it is 0-0 so far. We're up 7-0. Good start, and they are going to get stopped with an interception. We're up 14-0. It looks like we might be, well, they score, so I shouldn't say anything just yet, and we get a brutal interception. It looked like we were about to score there. 7-17, and yeah, we have a lead at the moment. They're going to make it a 3-point game, though, so this game is getting interesting. Do we score here to put them away? Maybe. But the Saints, no, they don't score there. They get the ball back. They don't score here, so I think that's game over. So 24-14 victory over New Orleans Saints, so we win there as well. So we're headed to the NFC Championship game for a second year in a row, as Jackson Dart had 3 touchdowns in that one. CJ Carr had none. He had, we did have 2 picks, though, and Carr had 1 himself. Again, rushing yards have not been present at all in these playoff games. Olave 118 yards. Moore had 2 touchdowns. Love to see that. And then sacks-wise, 3 from Brian Burns. And then interceptions, you had Warner and Jackson, and then Colton Hood all come away with picks. But okay, let's get to the NFC Championship game, shall we? So now we get the pleasure of playing our division rival Cowboys. Obviously, Dallas Cowboys. NFC East division rivals, the Dallas Cowboys. So this should be a fun one in the NFC Championship game. Giants-Cowboys. We'll see how this goes. And we'll start off up 7-0. We got to stop there. And now it's going to be a 14-0 game. So far, the Cowboys have nothing on our defense until now. They do score, and they get the ball back out of half. They don't do anything with it. And we'll go down and make it 7-17. We got to stop here. Arvell Reese with an interception. 20-7, but we're still only up 2 possessions. And the Cowboys keep getting stopped, though. So our defense is holding on strong. they will get stopped again. Our defense was just all over them. Was it Dak Prescott still starting for them, I wonder? But we are going to the Super Bowl for a second year in a row. Dak Prescott, 1 touchdown, 180 yards. And then you had interception from Dak Prescott. Again, rushing yards just have not been present at all. No one's even like reached 70 yards, it feels like. Wingo with 102 yards in that one. CeeDee Lamb and Malik Neighbors both had a touchdown. And then interceptions, 1 from Marvell Reese. We saw that one. And then sacks, you had 2 from Overton, 1.5 from Overshown, and then 1 from Burns and Carter. But okay, let's get to, and I think we also had some forced fumbles as well. So let's take a look to see if we did. Forced fumbles, I think we had a couple. No, it was just 1. Tyler Nubin there at the end. But okay, let's get the Super Bowl for our second year in a row. We'll see who the matchup is this time around. So we get the Las Vegas Raiders. They're Fernando Mendoza-led Raiders here in the Super Bowl. And we get a stop to start things off. And they do as well. And we're up 7-0. But they make it they score a field goal. And we're up 14-3. But they score. So they're not out of it just yet. 14-10. We get an interception from Holland. 21-10. You can't throw picks in the playoffs, man. Mendoza, you're better than that. And it's 24-17. So it's still a 1-possession game. They get the ball. Oh, this is going to be interesting. But no, we go up 31-17. So I think it's safe to say we might go back-to-back. The Raiders are trying to get back in it. But yeah, back-to-back Super Bowls to end this one. And I think that's what I'm going to end this video as well. I'm not even going to get greedy for the three-peat. 38-17. I'm just going to end it off here on another Super Bowl victory. And we beat the Raiders pretty easily there. So love to see that. I hope you guys did enjoy this new look Giants rebuild. Obviously, this team is going to be interesting to watch for next year. Will they make the playoffs? Will it be interesting? Will they be competitive? All remains to be seen. But thank y'all for watching. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.